So there's a new update for staging branch or Rust that includes the new recoil system, and there's a lot of opinions floating around about it. So I'm gonna go through all the important stuff here and then tell my thoughts about it. Most commonly, what I've seen people say is that this is face punch punishing people who actually learned the last recoil. And I know that I'm kinda known as bow main, but don't worry, I wasn't the best with AK, but I still knew the recoil. So I do understand the anger about it, but I still think it's a good change for the game overall. But okay, starting with the new recoil pattern. For AK, it looks like that. It goes up and to the right. But it's not exactly the same every time, so I'm gonna spray it a couple times here, so you see the difference. And that's the result. So it's pretty much the same on the first bullets, but then it starts to deviate. Now I saw some people say that it's aimcone, but it's absolutely not aimcone. The green dot there is the amount of aimcone you will have on the last bullet in that image. And you can clearly see that it's not just aimcone that's making the difference. It's actually just a bit different pattern every time you shoot. And basically that means that you can react to the pattern mid-spray. And that way, even though you can't have perfect recoil, you can have a lot better recoil than someone who just has a script that does like the middle line there. To prove that it's just not aimcone, here's a slowed video where you can clearly see that the pattern is different. Here's the old recoil pattern. And you can see that the bullets are landing perfectly in the last bullet holes. There actually is also more aimcone, but I just wanted to make sure that you understand that it's not only reason why it's different every time. So this is the old AK. And this is the new AK. So there's a difference in the aimcone, but it's not too bad. However, with M2, it's very bad. So this is the old M2, you can see it's nearly perfect. And this is the new one. I don't think M2 is a weapon you should be tapping or bursting with, so I think this is a bad change. But for the other weapons, I think it's mostly fine. I'm just gonna show them here. So this is the old MP5. And this is the new one. Old Thompson. And the new one. Old Custom. And the new one. Old Semi. And the new one. And same for the LR. The recoil also changes now, based on if you are moving or crouched. This is not very precise, but that's about the difference we're looking at. So spraying is pretty easy when you are crouched or crouched and moving, but if you're standing and moving, then it's, well, to be fair, that was a bad try from me. And now there's also recoilcomp, which used to be in the game only for M9 and M2, I think. And it might be like slightly broken. Now it might be there so that people don't make a script that does the same, but I think it's way too strong right now. Something needs to change. This is the MP5 recoil. I think it's actually very good. It's still good, but not broken. Maybe a bit too easy. The next semi. With the recoil comp on, it's very broken. Here I'm trying to pull it down a bit. Without recoil comp, I think it's very good. This is again with recoil comp on. For semis, I think that the recoil should be hard and there should be basically no aim cone. I think if the recoil is too easy and there's a lot of aim cone, then it's just kinda boring, as it is right now. Python seems to have the same recoil as before, so I'll skip that. LR is like AK but straight up. I don't know if M2 has new recoil, but it feels the same it was. But here's a comparison anyways. Then Thompson. It has very low recoil. But I think it's pretty much fine. Maybe a bit more recoil and it would be good. Then here I was supposed to film the custom, but then I saw that there's a new gun, so I just forgot about it. So no custom in this video, sadly. You can see that it's basically the same gun as M2. It has a bit less damage and a bit less ammo. It looks like it's supposed to be craftable, but it wasn't yet when I tested this. Without big changes, and if it's craftable, I think it's gonna be the new meta weapon, over AK even. I'll show a few clips a bit later about it, but it's very good. I think that revolver still has the same recoil. P2 is interesting. I thought that it might be meta again, but there's way too much aimcone I think, so I don't think it's gonna be meta, even when it's very easy to use. I also think M39 has the old recoil. There's also aim punch. I don't think it's too bad, but I have God mode on, so I don't really know how it plays out. I think silencer is very good. Nothing was changed about it, but it just fits the recoil system pretty well. The new gun is just a beam. It's probably easier to control than AK. And it does everything the AK does, but just better. Right now, bursting seems to be kinda meta, especially with SMGs, which I think is a good thing. Tapping, I think it's just broken. There needs to be something done about it. It should require skill to do, but this is literally just me tapping mouse 1, nothing else. So overall, I think the new system is good. And I would give it 8 out of 10 if I had to grade it. The new system is like bit too easy. I think there could be more recoil and it could be more randomized. Then the recoil comp is just a broken mechanic. It shouldn't exist. It takes all the skill away from tapping. Now, I don't know what's going on with the sounds. Yeah, that's, well, I'm sure they will change it. I think the SMGs are very good in this system. Maybe they could be a bit more difficult. But honestly, I think they're like almost perfect right now. Then M2 aimcone is too high. I don't think M2 is a weapon you wanna have aimcone with. You are supposed to spray and pray with M2. Right now I think tapping semi is better than M2 spraying. And the last part is that, in my opinion, all the semi weapons in the game should have a high random recoil, no aimcone. If it's low recoil and aimcone, it's just boring to use. Now I think with the new system it's kinda there, but could be better. Yeah, video over. Leave.